Oh man, this is not how I would wear this mic at all. I opened this thing up and I thought this was gonna be like the one thing I hated about this actual mic is that there's big displays on the front of it, and it's actually been one of the number one things I like about this mic. We got a display with our logo on it. Well, right now it has the J for J Fana on there, so it's a pretty cool marketing tool. You know, why not market yourself? I am hot, but this is what it sounds like. I do have the wind muff on here. There's some cricket sounds going on right now. A couple birds chirping, some wind, so it's actually really windy right now. But let me turn off the noise reduction so you can see what it sounds like. So I turn off the noise reduction. This is without noise reduction. This is just the mic itself with the other two accessories, because I can't turn them off without actually stopping the camera, which is the auto gain and the rich tone. So if you want those off, you got to turn it off before you hit record. So yep, but back to noise reduction on. And like I said, I like having it on weak, so I think it does a good job and you don't have to worry about in post. I want to try out this rich feature to see if it makes your voice sound a little bit better. And I also have it set to auto gain. So right now, if I talk loud, it shouldn't clip at all, but if I talk low, should be able to adjust it. So even if I talk really low like this, then maybe it'll come up a little bit in post, so you don't have to worry about all that. But yeah, if your volume switches in between, then it should auto kick in gain. But fans on, I'm talking loud and low at the same time to try to get this thing to actually mess up, because we want you to mess up on purpose. No. So this mic has two levels of noise cancellation, a weak and a strong. The one that you're hearing right now is on weak. I think it does a good job bringing out the voice and canceling out some of the noise. And this is kind of the same one that we have in DaVinci. So it's kind of the same way I would use it if I needed to edit it in DaVinci. So I would put it at like 20%, 15%. So I feel like I get the same exact thing with this. Set the 32-bit recording to be original file or process file. Process files means that all the presets that you have already set up on the actual mic will transfer over to the 32-bit float. And then what you can do in post is you can either raise it or bring it down, depending on how, if you're trying to boost the voice or not. But you also have the option to get the 32-bit float original file. So if I wanted this file with no noise reduction, no rich tone, no auto gain, I can set it so the 32-bit flow is just the original file, and I don't have to worry about, you know, how it sounds like this, or if I'm adding too much noise reduction, and I can just add myself in post. It's not that heavy actually when you're walking around and you kind of forget about all this stuff. When you set out to vlog, you forget about what mic you're using and how it looks. You're just talking to pretty much the camera. I'm not one to wear mics like this on the shirt. This is not my thing. I don't like wearing big mics on the shirt. But when you're able to promote your brand, or you're able to put your own logo on the front of a mic or of an accessory and make it feel like it's your own doing, it's a win for me. I think when it came to the Luna Ultra, I thought the detachable screen was gonna be a gimmick, but it ended up being the biggest selling point for me to keep this camera versus the Pocket 4P. And now that I'm using this mic right here, this is the biggest selling point for me keeping this mic or using this mic, is the fact that I will put my logo on here. And now this is like my mic. This is my branding on here. Right now it has a J on it, but I have my logo that I'm working on it to design it right onto it. And once it's on there, this is like my mic. I paid for it. My logo should be on it. That's how it should be. Like it didn't click to me until I started using it. I didn't think I was gonna like a big mic on me, but if I could rock a J on my chest and say this is my mic, I'll rock a J on my chest and say this is my mic. It's that simple, man. But yeah, when I first opened it up, you see the big Insta360 logo on it, and I'm like, I'm definitely not gonna wear this thing at all. I'm gonna try to hide this thing. But the moment you get into it and you start looking at the different customizations that you could do with it, you could put your branding on it, you could put your logo on it, the way that you could differentiate them. If you have two of them, maybe you could do like one, or you could do two, or you could do A, B for like two people interview. I think it actually makes more sense. like you actually want to be able to see it. So if they would have went a little bit smaller, you wouldn't really be able to notice it as much as actually having the screen this big. So when you look at it from company branding point of view, where you open it and you see their logo there, I get it. You know, it looks big, intrusive. But when you put your own logo on there and you put your own display on it, you kind of like, damn, this is good. Like I could see this on camera. Like, you know, this actually works for what is made for us, which is to promote your branding, to promote your logo, promote yourself. This is the first time I see a company do something like this, where they're actually removing themselves from the actual product and giving it to the consumer to actually put their logo on it and make it personalized to them. So I give Insta360 props for that. Like I was wearing it earlier to eat lunch with my wife and my son, and that's the first thing they noticed, the big J on there. And then I switched it to my son's photo and he was excited, and then I switched it back to a thumbnail from a recent YouTube video that I posted, and it's like a wow factor in the mic. There's really usually no wow factor in mics, and here we go, we have this wow factor in this mic. This thing has like some 3D spatial audio because it has 3 different mics on it. I don't know what you would use 3 mics for, but if you're looking to get like ambient noise, or you're trying to get like the surrounding noise around the area, and you're just not trying to focus on just your voice, I mean, you can still notice it a little bit, but it's actually pretty slim, man. Look at that. It's really slim. So, yeah, I think this will work like this. When I bring this into post, it's just cut, and edit, and it just makes it easier to film more content. So I don't know if you noticed, but in the last like 3 days, I've been able to put 4 or 5 videos out. And it's really been because of this setup here. I just hit record and I just, start talking about what it is I want to talk about. And that's it. I got this mic boomed over. I don't have to worry about the mic. It's got an internal recording, so if it disconnects by any chance or something happens, I hear some cuts, I'll use the internal. But for the most part, the internal one that's been recording into the camera has been great. So this is what we need more of, is like gear that just makes it easy to record, if it makes any sense. All right, I've been talking for too long. Peace out.